Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hey Sister Soul Sister. I was going to be really loud, and then I remember that I share a wall with people, so I can't be that loud. It's too early for that on a Sunday morning. I'm Erica, by the way.
And I'm Leia, and we are back.
And we're back. We're back in the desert. Yay. Because, like, last time... Oh, what happened?
Sorry, something popped up on my screen for a recording thingy. I didn't know what it was, and it was quick. I couldn't even read it.
Well, it seems like it's working. So last time we talked to you guys, my internet was shitty. I was at my parents' house. It was a completely unhinged episode. Now, internet's not shitty because I'm back at my place in Arizona, where I will be for the next 6 months. Yay!
Dun, dun. Pew, 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 pew. Very exciting. And you guys will have to forgive me if you're watching this on YouTube.
If I put it up, what?
See, when we get back on YouTube.
I know.
My lighting is shit. It's early for us. This is an early recording.
Yeah.
And I have not had to use my what is this?
Ring light?
What is that? The ring light in years, just because of the timing when we record. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, and that thing is, I need to get a new one.
Yeah, I'm using a ring light because it's dark here too. I'm an hour ahead, but see, dark. Like, this is what I look like.
Oh, yeah, there's no, I can't even see it.
Yeah, so I put the ring light on. I set it up. Luckily it was right here. I have like the little one. I was like, oh, it's perfect because I haven't been using my office to record. I was like doing the couch, but I washed the cushion covers yesterday and I haven't put them back on. So I was like, I guess the office it is.
Yeah, but I like the background.
Yeah,
it's like
I put
red, you are settling in.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I did. So was the vines, the lights and the vines, because like that was like probably the easiest to do. I did a lot of unpacking yesterday. I washed
There you go.
I tried to like wash the sofa covers with like my Bissell and like sprays, and it just wasn't like the dog dirt was stuck in it. And finally I was like, let me take these off. They're gonna be a bitch to put back on because they don't make it that easy. And I washed them in the washer. So
nice.
I didn't dry them because I didn't want them to shrink, so they're just air drying right now.
Yeah no, totally.
But after that I spent like almost all afternoon unpacking, and so I still have I still have a little bit to unpack, but I threw it in a laundry basket. So the suitcases are empty. It's just my clothes.
There you go.
And like all the toiletry stuff, they're just like, it's still a mess, but you know.
We're getting there. Now that you know how long you're staying there, you can like fully unpack,
decorate,
make things yours,
get a dining room table.
Yes.
So that's my catch up.
Here we are.
What's new with you? Or
oh my gosh, I don't know. So many things. I had a wonderful holiday season. Went home to California, hung out with my niece and my nephews and my family. That was fantastic. And it ended up being, I think the last couple episodes, I was like, oh man, I gotta, I'm dreading it. Not dreading it, like, oh no, like, keep my family away. Not that I love my family. I was worried about like some of the, like sometimes your family ends up being like mirrors to you and the healing that you have. It was not as intense at all. It wasn't even intense. It wasn't a thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, praise be. The work that I did before that, like really took the edge off, and it was really, really lighthearted. Were there moments? Sure, but not like this heaviness that I was like, had experienced my prior visit. So I couldn't be more grateful. It was a fantastic holiday. I'm so grateful. It was so much fun. I was exhausted because it was like so much. We did so much. We were all over the place. And I definitely had to, what do you call it? I had to recharge a bit. And that's taken like a good couple weeks to.
Because you were there for 2 weeks,
right?
It
was a lot. 2 weeks. Yeah.
But you had your brother there too, fun. So it was like you guys were doing stuff all the time. It wasn't like
doing stuff all the time, and everyone was staying under the same household. Mm-hmm. So like we were like always with people. So it was it was a lot of fun. I'm so glad we did it. And we'll see. Here we are.
You're gonna do it
freaking New Year. What? New Year.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I feel like a new person this New Year. Like I literally feel like a new person.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't know. Like I just after Thanksgiving, I went kind of similar to you. Like had this like, but it was more tied to like going home and like things with my ex. And then like when I went home this weekend, I had like one small little episode. But after that, I'm like, I'm just ready to live my life. And that was like my thing. I was like, I'm just ready. Can I just go back to Arizona? Can this
Hence
thing
the bangs?
Can this thing get approved so I could just fucking leave? Like, But yeah. Hence the bangs. They got bangs.
Hence the bangs.
They're already growing.
The bangs are a vibe.
Yeah, they are.
The bangs
are
a vibe.
Except for like,
I did see that it was the bangs are oh, I forgot what they're called. I think they're called Birkenshire bangs.
The ones I have?
It's like this model. Oh. It looks like it. It's like this model from like, I think forgive me, please, the 70s. She wore it like when she was at her prime, like she wore like bangs, like a similar way. Yeah. Where it's like kind of like Daisy in the Six, like
punk rock,
long bangs and then longer on the side.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have. I technically there was a Mean Girls the movie advertisement, and then the lead girl who was in Renee Rapp, who was in College Sex Life of College Girls.
Sex Life,
she had the bangs, and they looked so cute on her, and I was like, I want that. I like screenshot it, and I went to go get them. And that was like my whole inspiration.
It's on trend.
It's
I love.
It's like that, like just in your energy, your confidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love. That's fantastic.
But I have a little bit of Cheesemate Corner stuff, or like
let's go.
Not Cheesemate. It's just it's a little pop culture stuff that was happening. So you guys know I love my TV. I totally forgot about the Emmys. Like Golden Globes and Emmys went over my head because I was just like at my parents' house watching whatever my nieces wanted to watch because they were with me like 24/7. So I like didn't know none of any of this was happening. But Monday, I believe, were the Emmys. I basically found out through Instagram when it was done. But there was some really cool milestones that I want to share that I'm like really proud of. That were happening. So let me just open up my screenshots because I took things. So Ali Wong won for Best Actress in a Limited Series for Beef.
My girl.
Yeah. And then where is it? Niecy Nash from Reno 911, who is I love Niecy Nash. Like she could do drama, she could do comedy. She's so versatile. And she finally got her Emmy. And I guess I didn't even know this show was on, but it was a limited series supporting actress. She won for Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. That's probably why I didn't watch it because there was like multiple Jeffrey Dahmer stuff and I didn't want to watch that.
Is that, I don't know which one it is. Is that the Netflix one?
There was multiple ones. There was a Netflix one. In the same year? Like back to back. I don't know which one it was. We could look it up. And then Best Supporting Actress in the Comedy Series is Ayo. Ed Debris. That's how you say it. I'm so bad at like reading names, guys. But she was in The Bear, and she was like super cute. She's like, Carson Daly's holding my stuff, and then like he took a selfie. You know that she won. And then
Edibiri. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, Edibiri. Sorry. I just don't know how to read. And then Best Actress in a Comedy Series, Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary.
She was so cute.
And what I find interesting is that she was, it had been almost a little bit over 40 years. I don't know. They don't say, or when I Googled it, it didn't say, but it was like over 40 years. She was the first Black actress to win in that category.
Yeah.
It was a long time.
Too long.
Too long. And it just goes to show that sometimes you have to create your own table, because she created her own table. And I think what I love about her is that, like, she started off making like videos online, BuzzFeed, like very just fun videos, and she created this television show. She started it, and now she's like getting praise for everything, and I think it's well deserved, because I think she's very, very talented. But she didn't wait for Hollywood to create a role for her. She created it herself, and I think that
she did it.
That shows you like how we have to create our own opportunities sometimes, because it's those opportunities aren't always available for us. And so I'm really proud, because like who I listed, except for Ali Wong, we're a Black actress. Can't wait to see more Latinos on there. Papi Pedro was nominated, but he didn't win. But like Kieran Culkin did a good job. He's a really great actor. I think
Succession. That was a hard one to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it was up against. Yeah, but I think with that competition or whatever, like it was really like, like based on performance and all, like I think it was well deserved. And I didn't see Succession, but I've seen Kieran Culkin and other stuff, and he's really good at the other stuff I saw. And then plus Papi Pedro's going to have another chance, because he's going to keep doing 100%. Things, like he's going to get his Emmy, guys. We all know.
He's going to do it.
I can't wait for the nerd to blow up when he gets his Emmy.
Well, speaking of Papi Pedro, I guess we're doing it.
We're doing it. It's Papi Pedro.
I loved it when he was presenting.
Oh yeah.
And yes, and he like did his little inside joke about Kieran Culkin, you beating the shit out of him, and Kieran just picked that right up and went with it when the camera panned to him. So good.
It was so good.
The
delivery was great. I wasn't expecting that. He's like, "Yep, Kieran Culkin beat the shit out of me."
It's so good.
So
I can watch that clip all day, everywhere, every day.
And then Kieran deadpan, like serious. Like, I mean, he was in on the joke, so like he got it. So that's a good,
loved it.
Good like actor supporting actors type of thing.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, that's like 100%. My little cheese McCourty, because I just wanted to celebrate that. Like, so much good came out of a bunch of amazing people like won Emmys, and it's good to see diversity and representation moving the needle. There's still a lot of work to do, but it's getting there. It's getting there, so it's great.
It's moving.
So I'm excited for that.
Let me just add, since we're talking about Emmys and Golden Globes, I'm sure you heard the backlash against Joe Coy's performance as the host for the Golden Globes. Yeah. I was excited.
Yeah,
I was so excited. I'm so excited to see him, because I'm a Joe Coy friend. I mean, truly, I think he's hilarious, and he's done so much for the Filipino community. Like, he is, I mean, like, truly amazing. So I had high hopes. And then I actually watched the Golden Globes this year. From start to finish. Mostly because of Joe Coy. I wanted to see how he was going to do. The dude fell flat.
Because
I don't like, some of his jokes are like, okay, that's funny, but I mean, there was some, like, the one joke that I did not appreciate, and I was like, that was like an 8th grader joke, like, about Barbie and how it's took on Oppenheimer, and it was a movie about like a doll with big boobs. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's a little bit more.
Like, no, it's not. Yeah. Like, did you not watch it? Yeah. Like, that was such a low joke. Yeah. Like, it was not like, I didn't think it was intellectual. I think it wasn't smart.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of jokes or like the funniest jokes on the Emmys and like these award show Golden Globes, like, are the smart jokes.
Yeah.
And they're smart.
Yeah.
That was not a smart joke. Again, I want to say he did. It wasn't great writing. And I get he's not the only one. I get he's got a team of like writers. But that was the other beef that people had.
Yeah.
Was that he called out his writer room and was like, well, the writers did a bad job, essentially.
Yeah.
So lots of drama.
Yeah. I mean, like,
there for Jo Koy.
Jo Koy has done smarter comedy specifically when he talks about like Filipino and Mexicans being cousins, and when he talks about like his upbringing in the Filipino household. And I think that's where it clicks with a lot of people, because we could relate to that, you know, Mexicans and Filipinos, because we have a lot of similarities, where it's smart, right? And he's making fun of himself. And I think that joke that he said would have like passed a few years ago, right? Maybe like 5-10 years ago. It would have been like, haha, like all of us would have been like, haha. But the thing is, now people want smarter comedy because we've seen it. And we're like, oh, like there's a way to do this comedy where you're making fun of people, but no people get offended. And I think I saw a clip on TikTok where John Mulaney, yeah, he did a joke where like he's like, Angela Bassett did a thing. She got nominated for an Oscar for a Marvel movie. So and what the person that was talking about it said, the TikTok person, they were like, he wasn't making fun of Angela Bassett. In fact, he was praising her, because who he really was making fun of was Marvel. But Marvel's such a big entity, like, yeah, you can make fun of it, but everyone knows, everyone's in that, like, Marvel, you know, like, yeah, their movies are fun, but are they are they Oscar worthy? No. But the fact that Angela Bassett got like a nomination, it's like, it's a big deal, because that just shows what great of actress she is. So he's more making fun of Marvel and not Angela Bassett. So like, it was kind of like, oh, okay, that was a smart joke, right? So I think it's challenging. It's challenging comedians to think outside the lines, because I think a lot of time, especially when white male comedians have been like very much in this thing, and they could get away with it. And as people kind of want more representation and be slightly more PC, it's like, okay, let's get smarter with it, you know? Let's get smarter with it. So I think that's just a call out to get smarter with it. And I mean, he'll be fine, I think, you know, he has
I think he'll be okay.
Because I think, like I was disappointed. I was like, oh man, like I really like Jo Koy. And I was like, that was a horrible joke. But, you know, hopefully he bounces back from it. I don't know. I didn't hear anything what he said, like, I'm sorry for the bad joke or anything like that. But
no,
hopefully,
no, I don't think I think I didn't hear any like apologies or anything like that. Like, I think it was more like, oh, it's a big lesson learned, you know, like about the experience. You know, he also accepted it 10 days prior.
I didn't know
10 days, which I'm like,
who was going to do it before?
How do you wait 10 days prior to your big old event? I think that was the global criticism of the Globes, was like, aside from Jo Koy, was like, if like did not feel prepared, you know, it didn't feel prepared. Like, they hired him 10 days before. Like, I think 8 days before, the writers and Joe finally got together. And then like the actual show was like how they filmed it was a little bit like, they had the presenters presenting away they had their backs to the audience. But their camera was on them. So the background of the presenters were like the stars. And then when they presented the award, they would turn around. They would turn around and face the audience again. And so I think that there's a lot of criticism on the Globes. And I know, like, the Globes are controversial from like recent years. So this was supposed to be like their year of like making amends and, you know, like focusing on like diversity. They're, you know, like this was supposed to be like that year, and like just the show felt disconnected. So it was something. I was like, oh man, I barely watch these shows from top to bottom. And I'm like,
I know. I just not
great.
I like when I watch them, I'm kind of doing other stuff, and then I really focus on the categories I really like oh, which one's this? Because they can be kind of long and boring. But anyways, I did not know that. Oh man, the turning around to announce the winner.
There was a point where I think it was like Issa Rae. I love her. Their joke was good. Issa Rae and Simu Liu.
Oh yeah, that was
find that clip. Yeah. That was a great joke.
Fun. I loved it.
So funny. And I think it was her where she they did the nominations, you know how they announce it one by one and they show the people. So when they actually announced the winner, she had to turn her back again to the camera, but she didn't. She was facing the audience. Then Simu was like, "Hey, turn around
I love her
this way," and she was like, "Oh yeah." I don't know. It was wild.
Yeah, their joke was great. I have to find it. I know I have it saved somewhere, but it was just awesome.
It's a great joke.
Yeah, go look for it. Issa and Simu.
Yeah, about getting white people white people
roles. Yeah, alcoholics. And it was really just roles.
So good.
Alcoholics.
So funny.
It was anyone could be an alcoholic, But they were just emphasizing the fact that they can't get these non-specific racial roles, Oh man. Well, that's our Chisme Corner for today. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other stuff, but that's all I wanted to talk about. That's all we got. And now for our favorite part, struggles and high fives. I don't know if it's our favorite, but it is. Leia's face is I'm ready.
So many. But all really great things. I'm very excited. I think mine's a 2-in-1er this time. It's a 2-in-1er.
Okay, well, I'll start with the struggle. Then you do your 2-in-1er, and then I'll sandwich it with my high.
That sounds fantastic.
My struggle is I don't have struggles.
That's so good.
I'm just, I guess, I had a struggle.
That's so great. Yeah.
Just train. I don't know. Right now, I don't feel struggly.
Yes.
So
you deserve it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I deserve not having.
You've been through it.
I've been through it after the 2 years of struggles.
2-3 years. Oh my gosh.
I guess my struggle could be I can't keep my couches clean, but there's nothing like a little washing that can't help. So that's my struggle. Is the struggle of not having a struggle. I'm sure there'll be more. I'll rant later on. I'm just not in the mood for ranting.
Yeah. It's early in the year where there's going to be plenty to say about the struggle.
Yeah. I'm going to get back out there and date. So don't worry, guys. It's coming.
She's bringing the content.
I'll bring the content. Don't worry. I just got a message from Tinder right now. Just waiting for me. Waiting for me. Already. It's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I hit the ground running on the struggles. Hit the ground running. And here's the thing. As most of you know, we went through this giant transition, at work, which is fine. It's been great. And the biggest question most people ask me, when I talk to folks from corporate, or people who've been in this field for a while, because I've been in this field for a long time, is what's next for you?
Yeah.
And I'm that is, I didn't realize how much that would get under my skin and into my soul.
Yeah.
It was a simple question and I couldn't answer it. I know what I enjoy doing and what I'd like to do more of, but the more I kind of dove into it, it didn't feel good, even though what I like to do does feel good. I love mentorship, and I love developing people. I love that stuff. That I don't think that's changed. But even when but in the context of the question, what's next? It didn't feel good. And I was like, what is that? And at the same time, so like, I'm gonna put a pin on that piece, the what's next.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, when things are a little like uncertain, like for me, things were a little uncertain the last couple months. I reverted back to really old habits that I haven't done in a long time, like working a lot and like not taking breaks and like and I talked myself into it thinking like, oh, it's temporary, it'll get better like next month. So I was so I've been exhausted and I was like, what is going on? And then I don't know. I was like, am I going through like a midlife crisis? Like, what is this? What
it's just is change? This? You're just going through change.
I was like, I was like, yeah, I mean, change, sure, but like, I tend to like pivot with change. Generally, okay, especially when it's work. Like, I feel like that's like a nice packed up box. Yeah. It was not a packed up box. The last couple I like felt so it was chaotic. So much chaos and I was a mess and the what's next question was driving me freaking crazy. And so I've been moving through it. I've been talking to the people about it and sorting it out and I'm like one of my colleagues at work and I had a really deep conversation about it this past week and I think it kind of started to unravel kind of where and give me some clarity. But essentially it was like, oh, and I've been listening to our mentor Marley and her morning show. Yeah, her lives. So a couple things. My colleague and I talked about identity and women's identity and how like, you know, like for some of our friends who've become mothers, sometimes like their identity gets like latched in or like attached to being a mother. And for those of us who don't have children, like our identity gets latched into like career. And I was like, she was like, I'm like about like 3 months ahead of you. So I did like, I was going through this and I was like, okay. So I'm like, I let that sink in because I don't think it was just like in surface level for me. Like, all right, that's interesting. Let me mull that one over. And then I was starting to listen to Marley and she was talking about, you know, women have this magical power of being a chameleon. Yeah. We can like literally like shape shift. I mean, I did it with like my bangs. Yeah, you totally did it. And like, you know, who we're being with different people, like we have like that ability and it's amazing. And one of her questions in the live was like about responsibility and impact. And like how something about like responsibility. Do you want responsibility? Do you want impact? Because then you're going to have responsibility. If you don't want to make an impact, you can just like chill and like be on the couch. And in my, what felt confronting to me, I was like, well, I don't want to do anything.
You just want to be on the couch?
I do want to sit on the couch and like read a book. Like that's what I want to do. Like, you know, like I don't well, I was really resisting like that, like responsibility space. And I was like, let me mull that over. And when I was in yoga yesterday, I was like, you know, in the sauna and I've been doing my hot yoga in the morning, which I used to resist, but now I'm like loving. So I'm like I'm uninterrupted. It's like I'm connected, I flow. And what freaking came in was like, sorry, I gotta pull it up from my notes because I literally pulled out. I pulled out my phone like immediately after and like just brain dump all the things. And what came in was like, it's not about work, Leah. And I've been making it about work. And I've been trying to fit into an old identity that I am my work and my impact is my work, which is true, but it's not the whole freaking truth. It's not all of me. Yeah. And I've been so zoned in the last few months of like, what's next at work? It's not fucking about work. It's about like what's next is literally like, what is it for me? Like, what is it that's going to like light me up? What's going to bring me joy? And yes, I have said these things in the past, but it is so clear. Like, what actually is next is being like organically and authentically, unapologetically myself. Like in all freaking spaces. And everything else will follow. All I have to do is do me and be me. And I'm like, oh, well, that's like why I was feeling so much resistance, because I was like trying, like, I wasn't paying attention. Like, there's so much chaos. Like, I literally regressed to a version of me that was like safe, like that quote unquote knew what to do in this kind of situation. I'm just gonna keep my head down and
survival
work.
mode.
Like, that's not. I was total, and I didn't even see it. I didn't see it until like now. I've been in survival mode for the last 3 months, and I didn't realize like how exhausted and like unhappy I had been, because I had not been paying attention to anything else. And like literally, it's like I would work and rest, which is great. Like, I think that has served me. I've gotten into a really good rest rhythm, but it didn't feel like enough anymore. Like, even this weekend, like 2 days, I mean, I think for the vast majority of us, a 2-day weekend does not feel like enough anymore. But it feels like not enough. Like, I don't feel rested. I don't feel restored or rejuvenated coming into Mondays. And I used to feel that way. And so now it's like, well, it's time to look and not challenge that, but like play around with it a little bit. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to go out every single weekend. I'm not like, I don't think that's the vibe either. But honestly, like, kind of knocking work down a pedestal, you know, like knocking it down and be like, the question for what's next and like what to strive for. Cause I think that's also very, like triggering for me is like what, like always being ambitious. And there's like resistance to that. Like it's very clear that's not the path. To quote unquote be ambitious. And like, there's nothing wrong with it, but like, I've done all the things that I've set out to do. And what's next has not been created. Like there is no traditional path in the corporate world. Whatever that is going to come from me. And that path is led by being myself and authentically me. So whatever that is, I don't even have to worry about because it's going to come from me and being myself and just authentically who I am. And that's what I need to be focusing on, as opposed to like who this this work version of me. Like, no.
And work and just like who you are around everything. Not just work, just being around
exactly.
Everything. But I think
I am way more than who I am at work. I'm like, and I listed it out, like, who am I? Like, I'm love, I'm brave, I'm like, I'm courageous, I'm compassionate. Like, there's so many facets of me that can shine. Like, I don't have to be like that any one way.
I mean,
so
I love that, because I'm on like a very similar path, right? Like, because I was telling, like, I'm doing like a whole year container with our mentor Marley, and we do one-on-ones every other week, sorry. And so one of the first things we were talking about was like, I am myself around people I'm comfortable with, or people that even strangers, but like strangers that like people like I don't know, but I close up and get reserved around people who I think have like higher positions, or that have higher positions than me, and I think they're judging me. Or people like when I went to the retreat, Kelsey Dara, like I felt like I had to like kind of put like I felt constrained, because I was like, oh my gosh, I really like admire her. She used to do BuzzFeed. She has a big following. She works with the Try Guys. And then even just people that I like have crushes on, or have romantic interests with, I like I don't want to be myself like that. It's like scary. And so like one of my homework is just like, go be yourself. Just like, you're blessing people with your presence. You are you. And it's like, okay. And that's challenging and scary. But I noticing as I do it, it's like inviting people, like the more I'm in myself, others feel comfortable around me. It's like, because I have like past traumas where I was with with my ex, like when I was more myself, it triggered him and he would get upset. And I'm like, well, I'm not in that relationship anymore. I'm not even energetically aligned to people like that anymore, And it's like, the more I'm myself, the more I feel like people just kind of egg me on and we're just like out here together. But it comes from like, even my work. Like, I'm just not even stressed anymore. Like, I had a meeting the other day with a bunch of like directors and VPs and literally worked on the presentation like an hour or two before. And then like I had another one the day before. I didn't work on any presentation. I just went in there and knew what I was going to say. So it's like that level of like, I don't care what you guys think of me. I'm just going to go in. I know my work. I know I do a good job. This is what I have. And like, I don't even fall into the pressure of like it has to be done right away. It's just like, oh, it gets done when it gets done, And if I don't do it, if I forget about it or something, well, it's something I forgot about. Like, it's not even a big deal. What are they gonna do? Fire me? Okay, whatever. Like, it's just a kind of like, And it just comes out of like, getting out of that hustle mentality too, and working out of scarcity and working from, like, both of us worked a lot of hours. We're always available. We put the job first before our happiness because we thought it was going to get us something, but all it got us is more of what we didn't want. And so I think that, like I had that resistance too of like doing anything, all that hustle and all that, like, and I reverted back. Like I was a blob on the couch for almost 2 years, but it's like, once you have the awareness and like start figuring it out, then you get excited and motivated to like do the things you want to do. But things that make you happy and fulfill your soul, whether it's work stuff or personal stuff or both in the same time.
Yeah.
But anyways, I went off on a tangent and talked about myself, like always.
No, you're good. No, that's totally in alignment. You're fine.
Yeah.
No. And I think like it's what I'm really grateful for is the clarity. Because once that dropped in, I was like, weight has lifted off my shoulders and off my heart. Like it was so clear. It was so clear what the path was. I was like, well, that's why I felt murky, because that was not the way, and I was trying to make it the way, and I I was like, no, that's not exactly it. That's not what I want.
It's so funny
like,
how you
question
feel it,
of like what's next. Like that's
you're figuring it out.
Whatever it is will be what it is. But I'm going to like what's next for me is like owning myself.
Yeah,
that's what's
and
next
that's
for
the
me.
energy. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. It's just like we get so stuck on like, what's next is I want to be Phoebe. And it's like, well, no, what's next is for you being you. Yeah. Because everything else will come and show up that aligns to you and that's going to make you happy.
Exactly.
And that's a beautiful place to be. Yeah. Happy for you.
Yeah. 2024.
2024.
Already kicking off.
Kicking off. High vibing all up and down. Yeah, my high vibe. It might be short, it might be long. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I do know what I'm gonna say, but so I got back on just like last Monday, and I was like sitting here and I was just like alone doing nothing, going to bed, and I was just like, I feel so happy. Like literally, like if you look around my life, it kind of looks the same, but I feel very different, right? Like I was like, I just like, I don't know, there's just this knowing in me that like my life's gonna get better, but I like love where I'm at. And I never have felt that ever. Like it was always like, if I do this, I'm gonna be happy. If I do that, I'm gonna be happy. And a lot of what happened, and I talked about this in like, 2 episodes ago, where after Thanksgiving, I was like kind of going through it and I like let go of certain things. And I don't even remember like how I explained it, but like as I was living that, or like kind of was like, what's going on, was like, I let go of things that I thought I needed in order to be happy. and then just like kind of was like, I'm okay with just being. And when that happened, like floodgates open, like my creativity came back. I had all these ideas, and it was just so weird to me once I let go of like actually needing it, and like needing it for me to be happy, and needing it for me to like know that I'm worthy. Once I let go of that, like it, the things I wanted came back, but in a different way, and like less struggle and less like anxiety tied to it. It was just kind of like, oh, cool, this is happening. You know, when I do something, I'm like, oh, this was fun. You know, it's kind of like that. And it's like, there's no pressure. I'm just kind of have this like sense of knowing that like, either it's through my content or through the podcast or any other aspects in life, it's like, it's gonna happen. Like there's like no doubt in my mind that like good things are gonna happen, even when like there's, you know, maybe there's like specific things that I want. I always say like that or something better, you know. So then I let go of just like, it has to happen this way, right? Like this would be nice, but you know, if something better comes along, I'm open to it too. You know, it's like, it is just like it's strange but good. And like I was like basically high off of that energy for like 4 or 5 days, and I still probably am high off of it. And I'll probably continue to be high off of it. That's why I went back on Tinder. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling good. You know, like I don't got any problems, and I didn't one either. So let's add problems. But I just feel like even with like dating, because before I was like, I have to find somebody, and it's not fair that my ex is with his affair partner, and like I just like kind of made it a competition. Now I'm like, it's practice. Let me see what's out there. Like, no, nothing. Like I, you know, like I don't have any like attachment to an outcome. Let me just go try do this. We'll see. Talk to me in a week and we'll see where I'm at. Eventually I could go back. I could revert back. But it's like kind of where I'm at right now. And I think it,
yeah.
I mean, it feels nice. Like I said, like
feels light.
It feels light.
You know, I can feel that lightness. Yeah, coming from
light.
Yeah,
and like absolutely. I feel just excited for life.
Yeah.
Oh, there is like there's a story I do want to tell. So there was something that happened back home. It was super lame that like got the anger in me with my ex and all that, and the situation that happened. And I was sitting there kind of like sad, and I started to cry, and then I was just like, why am I crying? Like kind of like just kind of having a pep talk to myself. And I was like I was like, what? Like I'm done with this. Like I literally told myself like, I'm done with this. Like my future is so much more exciting, and like I look forward to that compared to just being here and crying over this person that like wasn't for me, right? And this life that I was never aligned to. And so it's just like, instead of wasting my time and energy being mad and like plotting revenge stuff, because I was like back there for like 10 minutes. It was literally like a 10-minute conversation. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit here and mourn her, because I think I just needed to cry. But then I'm going to think about my future, and that's really fucking exciting. And so
so cool.
Yeah, like I think when I look at the things that I want to create, and how I like want, you know, what I want to do, how I want to live. And even though like a lot of it, I don't know where I'm going to be in a year, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I know where I'm going to be in where I'm going to be at these next 6 months, but after that, I don't know. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's where I get excited. Like, what am I going to create in these 6 months? I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months, you know, like anything could happen. I think that's where like my joy of life is coming from. Cause I was like, I'm just creating something, like, you know, and it's like, and I feel so authentically me right now. It's like awesome. Like you guys don't know my Instagram page. I'm focusing it more on like creating like funny videos, but with the theme of like kind of just reclaiming yourself and finding yourself again after like bad relationship, after like a toxic relationship. And I did the first video where I talked about what my page was going to be like. And I had someone message me, someone I know, and they're like, oh, you know, like I feel the same way. Or they were like, I can't remember what they said, but she's like, it's been 7 years and I still feel like I'm stuck and I don't know where my life is going after 7 years, you know? And it's like, I want to show those women that feel stuck, because when you get out of a toxic relationship, especially when you're older, it's hard to get out of that, like, oh my God, I'm stuck. Like, what's going on with my life? Especially when you gave yourself so much to this person and you like appeased them so much, and you basically gave your life or gave up a lot of yourself in that relationship, where you're trying to find yourself again and what's truly authentically you, and ignoring their voices where they were like, you don't wash dishes, you're not enough, oh, you're delulu, oh, all those, those videos, like, I hope they make you money, like, you should, like, just shit like that, like things that you liked, they would bring you down. And ignoring that and being like, no, me being authentically me, making people laugh, like, people love that about me, and it's just like the things that your toxic partner hated about you are actually things that your true people love about you. And so it's like getting over that. And like, by me creating these videos kind of in a backhanded ways, I feel like it will help others heal, and I have this like vision of where it's going. I mean, like this week I didn't record anything because I was like, I just got back, my house was messy, I was trying to get back into the swing of things, you know how that happens. But at the same time, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm gonna like, it's the end of the world because I didn't create anything this week. No, it was just like, I just didn't really plan for it. Let me just kind of plan for it a little bit more next week, like, like, let's just figure this out.
No, that's so great. Yeah, because like there was a vibe like a while back ago. It's like, oh, I have to do this X amount of times, like even with the postings. But yeah, it seems so flowy and free and, owning it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Owning it and like building my community while I'm at it. And literally just my goal next 6 months is like, create content like at least 4 times a week. That's it. And have like, I don't have any other like goals. It's just like, I'm just going to create this content, be consistent. And that's all I want to do right now.
Yeah.
And in that, find my voice, and it's probably going to go up, maybe go down, who knows? But it's just like, there's not this like tie to it. Like, I have to do this to make me happy. I was like, no, I'm doing this because I feel joy and excitement when I do it. But it's not going to determine my worth or happiness, at the end of the day. So that's my high vibe.
So great.
My high vibe.
I love it.
I'm just happy being me, It's all good.
Yes.
Wow. We kept that under an hour. We thought we were going to go
we did the thing.
Longer.
So did I. Yeah. So did I. I was like, ooh, we probably should start
right now.
Erica's got a hard stop. So I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I have a hard stop. No, I think we were really diligent.
This is pretty impressive.
I know. I'm shocked. Oh my God. I'm impressed. So shocked. Anyways, guys, follow us, do all the things, leave a review, 5-star us, all the things. Tell your friends, share, and love us. And we'll see you guys next week. We love you. Boom, 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 boom. Bye.
Bye.